Professional Bowlers Association and Killer Bee Promotions present a unique bowling event from Grand Central Terminal in New York, New York. Corner of 42nd Street and Park Avenue in Midtown Manhattan. It's the largest train station in the world, opened in 1871 as the Grand Central Depot, rebuilt in 1913 as Grand Central Terminal, and beautifully restored in the year 2000. 750,000 people a day make their way through Grand Central Terminal, and we are just off the main concourse at Vanderbilt Hall, and we are proud to present the 2011 Teen Masters. Hello again, everybody. Mike J. Laneside alongside the bowling doctor Jeff Mark, the professor Ron Hickland, and 16-time titleist on tour Jason Couch, and we are proud to present to you the high school girls championship match. Number 6 seed Rachel Vaughn, the redhead on your right, and on the left, number 2 seeded Gabriella the Butcher Mayfield. Jason Couch. We've had exciting action here at Vanderbilt Hall, and it continues live on Extra Frame. We now get into the high school divisions.
Yeah, and we're going to have a great matchup today, Michael. We saw the Butcher in action yesterday. She swept her first match, so expecting to see some good scores out of her. And Rachel kind of hung on yesterday, had to go down into OT to get her win, but I think it's going to be some great action. The girls are bowling on the shorter pattern, so we'll see them playing far outside line. We should see some strikes today.
We have action for you girls high school division, and with us the professor Ron Hickland to take a look inside the bowling ball and on the lane pattern. A couple special things happening here. We've got a long and a short oil pattern to deal with. The low-seeded player will pick up which we bowl on, and there's only 2 balls in play. The Ebonite Mission 2.0 and the hard ball. Ron Hickland, take us on the lane condition and inside the bowling balls.
Let's talk a little bit about the bowling balls. Let's talk about Gabriella Mayfield. Basically, what we've got the ability to do with our Powerhouse Blueprint program is we can put in all their information. We've got their specs, we've got their PAP, we've got everything about their delivery already built into the program. We put that in this afternoon. We've only got 2 bowling balls they can use here. They can use that Mission 2.0 or that hard ball. With the short pattern, they're probably going to go with the hard ball, I'd guess. But we'll see. We'll actually be able to show you both bowling balls. This is the Mission 2.0 of Gabriella that she's got. You can see it's interesting, Jay. She's actually drilled the pin out of her bowling ball. So there is no pin on her bowling ball.
So what you're telling me, Ronnie, is that she probably drilled it out to lower the diff in the ball to actually make that ball roll a little smoother.
Yep, absolutely. She sure did. And as a matter of fact, one of the cool things about the program is you can see what the overall diff is down here. It's 043. That ball comes out from the factory. I think it's right around 55 or 57. So correct. With that layout, she's definitely lowered the diff some. The other thing that's kind of interesting is as you talk about the environment, we look at that short oil pattern, we've got here. This is the Teen Masters pattern that they're bowling on right now. You can see right here it's really flat. So, Jay, typically when you're dealing with something like this that you're going to see it's fairly flat, where are you going to play the lanes at?
Well, you're certainly going to play them to the outside on the shorter pattern. Anytime it's a short distance on the oil pattern, you tend to play more to the outside. But as you can see across the middle, there is no help all the way across the middle from left to right. So any errant shots up the lane are going to be Brooklyn or through the face.
Yeah, so it's going to be pretty tough. They're bowling for a lot of scholarship money here. So you don't want it to be an easy house pattern. You want to make it a little tough. You look at the one of the other things we can do is we can actually simulate the ball motion that we're going to see today. We've actually done that already here. You can see that the ball basically is fairly straight through the oil pattern. Once it sees the friction, it's going to make a move and then kind of set to the pocket. So, that's what you kind of want. You want to control the lane pattern, right, Jay?
Shorter the distance, you got more back end, which you're going to have to try and control the back end. You certainly, if you take a ball that changes directions out of the pattern, you're going to see a lot of splits.
We've got some additional plots here. This is actually the way that ball's going to track down the lane. These solid lines that you see here, those are actually the oil, and then the dotted lines are the dry flare. That's the flare that you typically don't see. But the cool thing about this program is we can actually simulate all of it so you can see exactly how much your ball's going to flare. This line right here, that's the axis migration. That axis migration actually follows this green area right here. It follows that really well. What that means is as the ball's going down the lane, it is staying on that migration plane. So that's important because as you drill the ball different ways, you're putting your axis point on different planes. The different planes you put it on is why the balls roll differently.
Pin crash in the background echoing off the marble halls here at Vanderbilt Hall. We're just off the main concourse at Grand Central Terminal and steps away literally from 42nd Street here in Manhattan. Jackie Bowling, the powerhouse, and I stepped out for a brief lunch, and I'm telling you, you can't beat street meat in Times Square for a quick little lunch, little sightseeing. Jackie Bowling took her picture with the naked cowboy, so we'll have that up on Facebook a little bit later for you.
Nice.
Anybody that's been to Times Square has seen the guitar-wielding naked cowboy, who's really not all that naked. Bowling Doctor, let's bring you into the conversation as we look at the butcher, Gabriella Mayfield. Do we have similar styles or contrasting styles as far as the players?
Well, I tell you, these two girls are just watching practice here. I think they're going to try to be in the same area. It's going to be interesting to see how they break the lane down and exactly what they do with it. But pretty much in the same zone. Rachel Rawn really, really slow, smooth. He's watching her practice now. Nice and easy, letting the ball roll. It's not one you're going to see overthrow the ball. If anything, it's going to go face, it's going to go high. She's not one that's going to, say, overgas it or be overly aggressive with it. Big, slow roll. And you see much more different styles shooting the spare. A little stronger, a little more speed, and go a little more harder and direct. And that would be Gabriella. So I think they'll be kind of in the same zone. If anything, Rachel will be a little left of her, a little slower, or Gabriella will probably be a little bit right and a little firmer.
They'll still be playing the same spot at the end of the pattern, though.
Right. Yeah, both balls will be in the same spot at some point in time in the pattern, for sure.
Gentlemen, big day here at Vanderbilt Hall in the heart of the Big Apple. This girls' high school championship will be followed by the boys' high school championship. Zach Hattori and Tommy Genova coming up next live on Extra Frame. So what we're going to have is we're going to have a girls' high school champion, a boys' high school champion, and then one more match, male versus female, to battle for the $64,000 full ride Ebonite scholarship. You're going to see it all live tonight.
That's going to be something, Mike J. Somebody's life is going to change at 7 o'clock tonight.
You are looking live at a pensive profile of John Janowitz, the lane man here, who put out the 35-foot Kegel pattern. And we appreciate the support of Kegel and Ebonite on this unbelievable event. We started at Laurel Lanes in Maple Shade, New Jersey. And we had qualifying and match play rounds there with all the finalists taking the trip up the New Jersey Turnpike to Grand Central Station. We are right in the heart of Midtown Manhattan. Final 5 minutes of practice. And the number 2 seed, Gabriella Mayfield, has indicated that she'll have Rachel start the match. So Mayfield picks short, and she will have Rachel get things underway when we begin this girls high school championship. Another thing in the mix, if you're just joining us, Jason Couch, a little different format. This is the best of 2.
So what that means, Michael, is that you must win both matches to advance. Total pins is completely irrelevant, and if it gets tied at 1-1, we will have a sudden death one-ball roll-off.
Considering we've got only 2 bowling balls to choose from on the strike ball, we've got the Mission 2.0 and the Ebonite hardball. What do you expect to see here on the short pattern?
Well, since the girls are bowling on the short pattern, I would think that both of them are going to throw the hardball. They're going, it's going to allow them to stay further right on the lane longer. And if they do tend to see a little more carry down, they may switch to the ball that rolls a little earlier in the 2.0.
So the ladies have to navigate the 35-foot short pattern, only have 2 strike balls to do it with. Plastic ball may only be used on second ball spare attempts. And as folks are settling in for their seats for this girls high school championship, we have folks streaming in from the street into the station and folks streaming from the station into the street. So it's a remarkably exciting backdrop for this great championship. And we are proud to team with Killer Bee Promotions and Gary Beck and the Professional Bowlers Association to bring you this very, very exciting Teen Masters live on Extra Frame. Once again, the boys championship is coming up next, and we expect our big Ebonite Scholarship Championship $64,000 challenge to get underway at 7 Eastern. We'll be live at 6:45 with the warm-up session, and we look forward to having Ron Hicklin back to give us an inside look at the bowling balls and the lane conditions. Doc, for those just joining us, we have a single lane installation here. What are we bowling on?
It is the AMF HPL surface, and it is Kegel Oil Infinity, and it is 35 feet long, Mike J.
And you notice down at the far end of the lane we have old school action. It's manual pin setters. and manual ball returns as volunteers and the great staff here at the Teen Masters are helping things run smoothly here at Vanderbilt Hall. As you look at Gabriella Mayfield coming at you, as well as that ball reaction down lane at the break point. Jason, what do you think would be an appropriate line to play at the arrows and at the break point, given what you've seen here in practice?
I think that both girls are probably going to be crossing somewhere around 8-9 at the arrows, and they're probably going to get their ball no more than about 4 or 5 out on the lane. You know, it's right on the edge of the oil line of the 35-foot pattern. Gives it a smoother transition out of the back of the pattern and allows you to what we call stand on top of it, where you're a lot closer to your target than you would be if you were playing on a deep inside line where you're standing well to the left and thrown away from your body.
And Mike J. just over my shoulder talking to Eddie Gallagher, he said a family just walked in to watch, a family of fans, and they saw the event on TV on MSNBC and decided to come down to Grand Central Station and check out the event and see the finals. So bowling getting on TV, MSNBC, and a whole family of 4 are down here to watch the finals. I think that's pretty cool, getting some really, really broad coverage for the sport.
I think that's great news, especially with big pictures today in the New York publications, including the Wall Street Journal. Kirk Von Kruger introducing the players. Gentlemen, I believe we are set for bowling action. Unbelievable setting here at Vanderbilt Hall, and it's Rachel Vaughn and Gabriella Mayfield, and Rachel will begin the match. 2 games, best of 2. In the event of a 1-1 tie, we'll have a 1-ball roll-off as we get a train announcement as things get quiet. So we will be underway, opening shot here. Opening 8 for Rachel, and the most notable thing about her style that I see, Jason Couch, is that exaggerated follow-through.
Oh, without question, and that's imperative on the shorter patterns. You really have to reach long to your target. You cut that ball short like she did on that first shot, it's got no chance.
Followers of ladies bowling, practitioners of that exaggerated release, like a Kim Terrell-Kearney or a Shannon O'Keefe, employ that type of technique where you see that arm come through and then repeat a couple times just like that after the shot. Better projection there, and that might give her some information on the strike line.
Without question. You know, I think it's just settling the nerves a little bit, you know, through that first shot. And now we're getting ready to see the Butcher make the first appearance of the afternoon.
Yes, 17-year-old Gabriella Mayfield. We came to know her yesterday. One of the hobbies she lists while not bowling, and this is her words, she works as a meat cutter. I know that sounds weird, but yes. So this is Gabriella the Butcher Mayfield. Good boxing name. 17 years old, she'll be 18 in November. Opening shot. Crossover gets the break on the strike, so Mayfield starts with an X. A couple of feeler shots there. Always kind of tough to feel your way out, especially in such a amazing different environment. Jason, going back into your career, what's the wildest arena that you've had the ability to compete in?
I would have to say it would be Market Square Arena. You know, before they built the field house out there in Indiana, I got to bowl one of the televised events out there, and it was just such a different feel. The temperature is different, the environment's different. You know, the girls are bowling on 1 lane, not 2, so it's an experience for them, so you can actually understand them being a little tentative.
How long does it take to dial into the new atmosphere and get any sense of comfortability?
You know, I think you're pretty comfortable after you've had 1 practice session on them, but with the TV lights on you, they know we're over here talking about every shot. I'm sure the nerves are still a little tough to get by those first couple of shots.
So now Mayfield in the pre-shot routine, taking the shoe brush and a pop at the old rosin bag.
To me, she seemed like she's settled in the environment so much better than the other kids so far. She just seems more comfortable.
Student at Eden Academy. They call her Gabby. Cross, no break there. 5-6 on the split.
Bowling doctor, it's got to be the nerves, because we watched them practice. They were striking like crazy.
That's ball rep 101 right there, Jay. Line in practice, throw it good. The minute the lights come on, it's going left. Or it's going somewhere other than where it was going in practice. Welcome to my world.
Open frame almost kicked it out of the back.
That's the human element of the sport.
Absolutely.
The minute the lights come on, the nerves go up, the adrenaline goes up.
Rachel Vaughn's just 16. She's in high school at St. Lucie West Centennial in Port St. Lucie, Florida. Expects to graduate in 2012. With her scholarship money, she would consider attending Robert Morris, McKendree, Lindenwood, or Vanderbilt. Better shot. Little unlucky break.
Certainly got through that shot a lot better than the first one.
No problem on the single pin spare. So early here, game 1, best of 2. It is Vaughn that has a 9-pin advantage. Mayfield is considering, she will be attending the University of Central Missouri. Bowling for the Jennies when she gets to college. And wouldn't it be nice to pick up that Ebonite $64,000 prize? That will happen today live on Extra Frame and take care of a lot of worries.
That it would.
Trailing by 9 on an open frame, working in the third. Gave that one a little room, Bowling Doctor.
Yes, she did. Much better shot from both girls in that frame.
Bowling Doctor, what are you seeing in terms of surface on that bowling ball?
It looks like it's got somewhere between 2,000 and 4,000 on it. It's got a little lane shine on it. It's hard to tell, but I believe it's somewhere around that.
So no strikes yet for Vaughn, feeling her way through the first 4 frames.
Does that look like that to you, Jay? Or?
Yeah, I would have said probably 3,000 or 4,000 with some lane shine on it. Both going with the hard ball.
Spare for Vaughn, 55 through 3 spare up. Mayfield now has the first chance at a double here. Game 1, best of 2. You need to win 2 games to win the title. In the event of a 1-1 tie, we would have a sudden death roll-off, and we've seen quite a few of those, especially yesterday in the semifinal round for this high school division. And a double and a lead for Gabriella Mayfield. Strike open double, and she takes the lead back despite Vaughn staying clean. Power of strikes.
First little bit of emotion we've seen out of her this afternoon as well.
So Rachel Vaughn looking for her first strike. One got away, but a break. You never know, Doc. The jersey sometimes loosens up the arm swing.
Yes, it usually does.
So Mayfield's up. She's out of Lake Isabella, California. She's recorded a perfect game. Her high set listed at 786. The young lady enjoys listening to Bruno Mars, Kesha, and Beethoven. It's a wide variety.
And no Bowling Doctor. None of those in my iPod.
Nope.
Well,
Good to know.
Since we're in the 5th, time for Beethoven's 5th. Mayfield looking to Turkey. She's got a small lead looking to build. Game 1. Gets a bit outside, doesn't come back. Double wood on the 2-8. With the count, a spare conversion would keep Mayfield 1 pin ahead. And Vaughn will have a chance to step up and get a double of her own and snatch the lead back. Best of 2 games here for the girls' high school championship at the 2011 Team Masters. Nice conversion. That double wood always puts a little thought in the back of your head to carry that sleeper. Gabriella next to Mr. Ebonite Calderon over there offering advice. Now up steps Rachel Vaughn, clean through 4, striking the 5th. It was a cross, and now she can snatch the lead with a double, 6th frame. Best shot of the match so far. Vaughn drops it, takes the lead from Mayfield.
She knew it off her hand, too.
Gabriella Mayfield, USBC Youth Open All Events winner. She was 12th in last year's Teen Masters. She's got 2 JST titles. She is 76 through 4, spare up in the 5th, now trails by 9 on the Vaughn double.
Ooh.
That one got away with a washout. At least you carried the double wood out of there.
Bowling Doc, we've seen quite a few washouts the last 2 days here, and I don't think we've seen one made yet.
No.
Try to get the ball to the left of the head pin and have it do the work. Threw a little squirt ball at it. 102 open through 6 for Mayfield. Her second open frame. Rachel Vaughn is clean through 6 with a double. She finished 30th at Junior Gold last year in 2010 and was named top 100 high school prospects by Bowler's Journal in both 2010 and 11. Looking to Turkey in the 7th. Oh yeah, nice shot.
Looks pretty comfortable in the environment right now. Feels comfortable with her ball motion.
Bowling Dr. Jeff Mark mentioning earlier that MSNBC featured a clip of the Teen Masters, and someone in the New York area was watching on TV, decided to bring the family down. So a little nice media happening around the New York area, including the Wall Street Journal and other New York publications. And the action is just heating up. Girls Championship here, Boys Championship next. $64,000 Ebonite Challenge will cap it off here at Grand Central. Mayfield high flush. So Vaughn opened up and has remained clean. 4 spares, now 3 strikes. 8th frame. And that one got a little left. And a big break. Big break for a 4-pack. 43 pin advantage for Rachel Vaughn. Gabriella Mayfield can still shoot 222. This is best of 2. Best of 2? What are you talking about, Mike J? Best of 2. Win 2, you get the title. Split 2, and there will be a roll-off. There's been confusion. I posted it online, and people said, no, Mike J, it's best of 3, best of 5, best of 7. How can you do a best of even number? And how about that? Right back at you. You got a crossover. I'll put one over on that side. The lead is cut to 32. And as we have seen, a Vaughn mistake and a Mayfield turkey would turn that around in a hurry. But right now, Rachel Vaughn in the driver's seat on a 4-bagger working the 9th. Directing traffic and 6 wiggles.
Can only go to the well so many times, Doc. Getting tourists and folks walking by, so every once in a while
Need to remind them not to take flash photography, and we weren't kidding. We're on 42nd Street here in Manhattan. Your first impression, Jason, when you walked in here and saw the bowling lane in this configuration, what did you think when you walked in here?
When I walked in the door yesterday and saw how enormous this place was to begin with, I thought, wow. And then just seeing the setup, just first-class setup, from the lighting to the lane installation, just fantastic job by everyone this week.
So now Mayfield still can shoot 222 as we get a look at this unbelievable venue, just steps away from 42nd Street here in Manhattan. Double for Mayfield now, working her foundation ninth. And a mix. Look out. We got a game on.
She definitely needed that one, Michael. Puts a little heat on her opponent.
Vaughn pacing at 224. Mayfield can shoot 222. Shutout situation. Jason, bowler's math. What does Rachel need to shut out Mayfield?
Well, if she gets up here and strikes spares, definitely 224. Oh,
creeping high and big 4. So Mayfield's going to have a shot. If she picks up the wood, it's 208. I got to believe Mayfield needs at least the first hit.
Need the first hit. That'd be about it.
So clean through 9 and a split rears up here in the 10th. And a loss of wood, which could come back to haunt as well. 206 for Vaughn, but Mayfield still needs to step up and deliver the first strike in the 10th. Four spares, 4 strikes, spare, and then the big split happens. 206, and now Mayfield has a chance to take game 1. Confident stroke. No, doesn't get the roll on the 4. So Vaughn, despite the open in the 10th frame, has survived to take game 1. A sigh of relief. Jason Couch
sitting on the bench there. She's just hoping.
Mayfield can fill it up for 201, but that's irrelevant. Vaughn has won the match, but you can see Gabriella looking down lane. She's already got the wheel spinning. What do I do with this fill shot? What can I learn?
Looked like to me that wasn't a bad ball. Projection-wise, just looked like she was a little amped up for that shot, that's all.
I agree.
.206 winner for Rachel Vaughn, and the powerhouse Jackie Bowling is laneside. Go, Jackie.
Rachel, congratulations on the first game. 1 match down, 1 game down, 1 game to go. What is your strategy to win the next game?
Hit my mark better. I need to move left some. Not leave splits in the 10th. Take more time, I guess, yeah.
Okay, well, we look forward to that. Good luck to you. Back to you guys.
So interesting, Doc. She noted movement and what she needs to do other than just hitting where she's looking at.
Yep. She knows what's coming. And consistency and take her time, relax. It's first time she's ever been in this type of situation. It's very hard to pace yourself and not feel like you have an obligation to bowl quickly or go too fast. So
quick chat.
It's your setting. Enjoy it. Take your time.
Quick chat with Jackie Bowling and right into game 2 in this best of 2 for the girls high school division Team Masters Championship. High flush, wiggle the 4.
Just keep filling frames, young lady, and make the battle come to you.
Yep.
Oh, that's tough early. Still probably thinking about that open frame in the 10th and then missing the really, really easy 4-pin. Although under these circumstances, nothing is easy. You still got to knock them over. So Mayfield goes into her pre-shot routine. Whack at the shoe, grab of the rosin. She needs to win game 2 to force a roll-off for the girls' high school championship. And she gets a break, taking out the 6 on the crossover.
The look on some of the people's faces when they come in off 42nd Street, not realizing that there's been a lane installed this week.
It's quite interesting.
Someone came up to me earlier looking for a pair of rental shoes, was asking if they could open ball. Told them we were having a league until 7 o'clock. Vaughn after the open frame. Much better shot, much better result.
I like the fact that she's got the nice pre-shot routine. She does the same thing every time. Not getting too excited. Just kind of get out there and get focused.
Kicks through and a washout for Mayfield. She notes Kelly Kulik as her favorite PBA bowler. Kelly, the first woman ever to win on the Lumber Liquidators PBA Tour when she took the Tournament of Champions a couple of seasons ago. She throws the backup ball. 8 out. It's a 26 open for Gabriella Mayfield, trailing 1-0 to Rachel Vaughn. Vaughn, despite the opening single pin miss, with a short lead here in game 2 and now a chance to build on it in the 3rd.
Big shot here, Mike J. I think she can really put some heat on Gabriella if she gets this one. Oh, pulled again.
It's a tough spare here, Doc. Double wood on the other side of the lane.
No gimme, Mike J. No gimme at all.
One with the spare ball.
Yeah. How often you shoot double wood with a spare ball, Mike J. Or Jason?
That would be never.
That would be why.
That is absolutely why.
37 open for Vaughn. Handing the lead back to Mayfield on the bench. Thinking about being a college bowling coach someday. And her battle with Rachel Vaughn for the girls' high school division team masters title. Game 2, 3rd frame.
Ooh, not a good break.
It was high, but not all that high. Unfortunately, 6-7 remains. So, Doc, things are getting squirrely. Are we looking at a lane transition? Are we looking at the ball path crossing? Are we bowlers need to move? What are we looking at?
A little bit of both, Mike J. Their balls are crossing the same area. They're starting to burn it up. And it's starting to transition a little bit. Does not take that long.
I assume that's Gabriella's dad asking for advice. Either that or a passerby on 42nd Street has a little knowledge about the game of American 10 pins.
Looking for a little 4-1-1 over there.
Yeah.
Well, it is New York. You ask somebody something, they'll give you their opinion.
That they will.
Vaughn up. She's up a game and 3 pins now. 4th frame. Vaughn missed a single pin, struck, and missed the double wood. Trying to get back on track here in the 4th. And trip to the 6, forward for a break. Back on track At the train station is Rachel Vaughn. Any which way, bowling doctor. Lanes get squirrely. You got to find a way to get 10 down.
Any way you can.
Also the pressure and gravity of a title in the balance and a berth in the final of the boy-girl match coming up a little bit later. So they're fighting for the girls' championship and a seed in the overall grand championship for that $64,000 Ebonite scholarship.
Gotta go.
Bucket combo splits it to leave the 5-8. Mike Calderon taking it on the shoulder there. It's no worse for the wear. As a passerby charged through the barricade here.
Out of my way, Mr. Ebonite.
Mike, like most things, takes it with a broad smile. Spare for Mayfield. She trails by 3. Needs this game to force a deciding roll-off. Best of 2-game match. Vaughn up. And another chance to throw a double and assert herself. And in these opportunities for game by game, that first double does mean something.
It does, but it just seems like neither girl can get any traction. Can get it going. High.
Misses the head in the other way. 7 count. Bowling doctor, something needs to change. What do you suggest it would be?
Ooh, she's got to move, but that was just a bad shot on top of it. But continually going to the left and not really thrown, but I think really one really good shot that got to the right. So I think she's in for a little bit of an angle change, a little bit of a move. Maybe around like a 3-2 range. I don't think she needs to open her angle up a lot, just a little bit more and get a little deeper into that shim. So I don't think she wants to throw it harder. I don't think she gets as accurate when she throws it harder.
Oh my, fortuitous hop. The 6 goes down. These are not your standard bowling center kickbacks and back ends, bowling doc. Could you explain that pin device that is back there and what is incorporated in that thing?
It's a plexiglass sheet back there, and they got a couple handles and a few things that move the pins out of the flat gutter, and everything is set and operated by hand.
Standard kickbacks in those devices? Standard deal.
Yeah, it's got like a piston in there, and works just like a normal machine would.
Mayfield up in the 5th. Much better.
Much needed.
Mayfield trails by 3. She'll have a chance to step up in the 6th frame and take the lead here in game 2. Rachel Vaughn with a little work on the bowling ball. Doc, what's she up to?
Fussing with some tape. Trying to get it to feel right. Going through some tape. Did it the last frame too.
Jason, what's your approach to in-game adjustments on your bowling ball?
Well, obviously you want to try and get it done before your opponent's finished with their shots, and unfortunately, for her, Gabriella got up struck, but she's doing the best she can. Just take your time, relax.
So Vaughn up 3 on a spare, has game 1 in her pocket. If she sweeps, she wins.
Much better shot.
And a look at our scoreboard. Vaughn up a game and up here in game 2. Now Jason counts the shot of the match. Mayfield really needs a double here to assert herself and take control here in game 2.
And Mike, from what we've seen of her, she is an emotional player. So if she can get it going and grab some traction here, I really think she could start putting some pressure out there.
So Gabriella Mayfield down a game. Strike up with a double can take her first lead.
Oh! Nice love tap.
Something came and got the 10.
Nice little love tap there.
So Mayfield now takes an 8-pin lead here in game 2. Must win to force a roll-off for the title. 7th frame for Rachel Vaughn, working on a pair of spares. And that goes awry. But they all fall down. 96 through 6 strike up now for Rachel Vaughn. Mayfield back at it. She is a low shedder tournament winner. Bowling Doctor, I know the low shedders do a number of great junior events down in the Florida area.
Yeah, once a month, scratch events. They do a tremendous job. And anybody who's a good bowler down in Florida has bowled a low shedder tournament. If you haven't, you should be.
So Mayfield, with the previous double, has now taken the lead. She can extend her lead with a turkey. 7th frame. Oh, comes up high and maximum penalty.
I would certainly try to get the 2 pins here and not really go for it. The match is too close to really go for it.
She went for it. .97 open through 7, and now from a momentum shift of Mayfield being able to build a lead with a strike, now it shifts back to Vaughn, who can double.
High again.
So with a spare, it would be a 9-pin lead for Rachel Vaughn.
Bowling Doctor, I would think it would probably be the humidity in here that's giving her the problem with the tape today, because she just doesn't look comfortable at all with those release.
Definitely. It is extremely humid in here today.
Allison Seidel has just joined us on the big broadcast today and asking what pattern has been chosen to bowl on, and Gabriella Mayfield, as the 2nd seed, determined that we would bowl on the short pattern, so the 35-foot Kegel short it is. She trails by 9 pins. She's got to have this game to force a roll-off for the title. Mayfield up in the 8th.
Great shot. Best one of the match.
So now Mayfield will control her destiny for the 9th frame and a chance to double and take the lead back. Vaughn looking to find some way, anyway, to close out Mayfield. She can strike out in the 9th and 10th for 196. But here comes the 9th. Down goes the 7th pin and up goes the volume level here at Grand Central Terminal. They are 8 deep between 42nd Street and the main terminal here. 2 sets of bleachers overlooking the action. And now up steps Gabriella Mayfield. The situation is this: she trails by a game. She trails by 9 pins, but can take the lead with a double in the 9th. Oh, when you need it, a great shot and a follow to 7. Mayfield in the lead. And she cannot be shut out. Vaughn if she strikes out in the 10th, 196. Mayfield if she strikes out in the 10th, 197. Vaughn to snatch the lead back. First ball in the 10th. And she's going to reset herself as we have a train announcement going through the station. And very, very smart of Rachel to reset her pre-shot routine. Up high.
Must make spare in this position, Mike J. Just to keep the pressure on.
Spare here would mean Mayfield just can't skate in the 10th. She'd have to have some sort of mark. Confident stroke on the spare. Clean fill will be 176 for Vaughn.
That would force Gabriella to get the first hit, or the possibility of a tie.
All different things at play. If we have a tie in game 2, we'd have a roll-off for game 2. Mayfield must win to get it to roll-off. Otherwise, Vaughn is your girls' champion.
Oh, my.
171. Tough count there for Rachel.
No
Vaughn.
longer needing a strike.
Couple of rough 10th frames for Vaughn as well. Gabriella Mayfield must exceed 171 to tie up this best of 2 and force the deciding roll-off for the girls' high school division championship here at the Team Masters. We're going to have a roll-off, Bowling Doctor.
Yes, we are, Mike J. Sudden death.
So now Mayfield has got a couple of shots here to play with in terms of how she sets herself up for the roll-off. And she is also the highest seeded player, means she gets to dictate who goes first.
Well, gentlemen, I'm going to say that if I was in her position, I would be going first, and I would apply some pressure.
I have to agree with you.
He wants to get off the overslide.
Just agree with Couch. It's easier.
Well, tournament director Kurt Von Kruger is going to get the official decision from our high seed as to who will roll off. And again, sudden death for the girls' high school championship.
This match is tied and is now decided by a 1-ball sudden death roll-off. Ms. Mayfield, who will start? You will.
Gabriella Mayfield has elected to begin the roll-off.
When you're ready.
Jason Couch, everything on the line, 1-ball roll-off. You've been in this situation.
Oof. It's where you get yourself mentally and you just take a deep breath. It's just another shot.
Mayfield will begin the roll-off. Sudden death to determine the high school girls champion. We have an 8th on the board for Mayfield. Rachel Vaughn, winner in game 1, 206 to 199. Now must step up, 9 or better. Rachel Vaughn is your champion. 8, the roll-off continues. 7, and Gabriella Mayfield is your winner. We saw what happened yesterday with A.J. Johnson. Now Rachel Vaughn, ball in hand, 9 or better to become the Team Masters Girls High School Division champion. 1-ball, sudden death. creeping high, but it's going to be enough. Rachel Vaughn survives to win the girls' high school division championship at the Team Masters, and Jackie Bowling is with her live on Extra Frame.
Rachel, congratulations. You have done it. You are officially going to bowl for $64,000 in the final match. How are you feeling right now?
I don't know. That was really nerve-wracking. Just glad I did it. I feel good, but I need to settle down until I have to bowl again.
She applied pressure. She made you work for this. Good shots, consistency. Congratulations to you. We'll see you in the final match.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Thanks, Jackie. A heart-stopping finish yet again, Jeff Mark, as we congratulate Rachel Vaughn on her 2011 Girls High School Championship win here at the Team Masters.
Tell you what, she kept it in place, did what she had to do, and you know what? Threw it great.
Jason Couch, it's not how, it's how many.
Certainly is, Michael, and she hung in there and kept battling, even though she had some issues with her grip, and she held in there.
Well, we've got one finalist for the $64,000 Ebonite Scholarship Challenge. Who will be the next? Find out next live on Extra Frame when the number 5 seed in the boys high school division, Zach Hattori from Las Vegas, Nevada, faces Tommy Genova, the number 6 seed. It's coming up next live on Extra Frame. For the Bowling Doctor, Jeff Marks, sitting in the most important chair in bowling.
Because it's mine, Mike J.
PBA 16-time winner Jason Couch and the Professor Ron Hicklin, producer Jason Thomas, and the powerhouse Jackie Bowling. We invite you to come back in just a few minutes. We're scheduled to go at 5 with practice at 4:45. So coming up next here at Grand Central Station, it'll be the boys high school division championship match of the Team Masters. Who will be the second finalist for the Ebonite $64,000 Scholarship Challenge? You'll find out next. And we'll see you shortly back here at Grand Central Terminal in the Big Apple.